Alright guys, in this video you're going to hear that 2 times, but I had to be sure to get this at the beginning of the video because right before I was finished processing it, Sony put out an official update when it comes to the pre-order situation, and I wanted to be sure to let you guys know what they said over on the official PlayStation Twitter account. They said, let's be honest, PS5 pre-orders could have been a lot smoother. We truly apologize for that. Over the next few days, we will release more PS5 consoles for pre-order. Retailers will share more details, and more PS5s will be available through the end of the year. So I had to be sure to let you guys know about this because even though what we're about to talk about regarding Amazon pre-orders is not good news, this is certainly good news. Actually, I think it's great news. I'm really happy to see that Sony acknowledged this. They're not ignoring everybody. They have apologized, and it sounds like they're going to attempt to do everything they can to try to ensure as many people as possible are able to secure a pre-order. So with that being said, let the video proceed. Alright guys, in today's video we have a lot of important PlayStation 5 information to go over and discuss, so we're going to jump right into it here, starting with an unfortunate update when it comes to PlayStation 5 pre-orders. Specifically, anybody who has pre-ordered a PlayStation 5 through Amazon, you may be receiving an email letting you know that they might not be able to fulfill your order. And what makes this even more concerning is that there is still the possibility that we could end up getting similar emails from other retailers as well, such as Walmart, Best Buy, GameStop, Target. Right now, it seems that Amazon is the first one sending out emails letting buyers know that they might not be able to fulfill their orders. And this is obviously extremely disappointing to anybody who may be receiving this email, because I'm sure it was already difficult enough to secure a pre-order at all, but it must be very disheartening to find out that you might not end up getting it. Now, I personally secured my pre-order from Walmart, and as of the time of this recording, I have yet to receive an email of Walmart letting me know something similar, letting me know that they might not be able to fulfill it. I'm hoping I don't receive that email, and so I don't know how many of you listening to this did pre-order your console through Amazon. I'm sure some people did, and so if you're not aware, be on the lookout for this email because they are letting you know that there's a chance it might not arrive at your doorstep on the day it's supposed to. And that is just really disappointing. So not the news I wanted to kick off this video with, but still something very important that people do need to be aware of. And again, if you're somebody who did, like myself, who did pre-order from a different retailer outside of Amazon, you were not in the clear yet. There is a chance still that we may end up getting emails similar to this. Amazon might just be the first one, but here's hoping that this is the worst of it and that going forward, anybody who did secure a PlayStation 5 pre-order will end up getting there. So had to keep you guys updated with this, but moving right along here, I want to share with you some images that have surfaced online of the PlayStation 5 console, and these are actual real life images showing us just how massive this console really is. It seems as though it has been confirmed at this point that this is in fact Sony's biggest console ever produced. And we all knew it was a huge console, but when you look at these images, it really shows you just how massive it is. There's no doubt in my mind that Sony kept this in mind when marketing the console, and I think when you go watch the trailers revealing it, they certainly make it seem a little bit slimmer than I think it actually is. It could very well just be because these images are up close, but there's no way around it. It's a massive console. Me personally, I don't have any problem with this at all. I don't care how big the console is or how small it is. I think it still looks really good. I think it's still a very aesthetically pleasing console. But yeah, it's going to take up a pretty decent amount of space in your entertainment center. So you're going to have to probably figure out whether or not you're going to be able to stand it up vertically or whether you're going to have to lay it on its side. We also did get an image of the base stand as well. Every PlayStation 5 console does come with this stand in the box, so you don't have to worry about buying it separately, which is good news and certainly expected considering you need the base to have this thing stand up or lay on its side properly. So I will actually ask you guys to let me know in the comments, what do you think about these images and how do you plan to stand your PlayStation 5 or lay it on its side? What are you going to be doing? Me personally, I think I'm going to have it standing up vertically. So let me know down in the comments below. But moving right along here, I want to talk about file sizes when it comes to some of these games, such as Demon's Souls remake and Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales. The file sizes for these games have been revealed. And so when we're looking at Demon's Souls, you're going to be looking at a 66 gigabyte install size. And to be honest, I don't think that's too bad considering the game looks like it's going to run in native 4K. All of the assets look like they're native 4K, and it's not anything insanely huge like 115 or 120 gigabytes or anything super shocking like that. So 66 gigabytes for Demon's Souls. But where things get interesting is when you're looking at Spider-Man, specifically the Spider-Man Miles Morales with the Spider-Man remaster that you get in the Ultimate Edition, I believe, which is, I think, $70. If you plan to play both of those games, you're looking at a 110 gigabyte install size, which is kind of understandable. They are two separate games, but for Spider-Man Miles Morales alone, you're looking at a 50 gigabyte install size. And so a lot of people have been questioning, when is Sony going to reveal more about the external hard drive support and how that's going to work? I think it will work. It says here, from reading from this article from PlayStation Universe. Also, don't forget, if you're rocking an external HDD right now on your PS4, you can plug it into the PS5 and continue playing your PS4 games. So I think, yeah, that has been confirmed. It says here to play new PS5 games, however, the only option is to have an approved Sony SSD. And I think that right there is the big question that people have, is like, when are these SSDs going to be available on the market? How much are they going to be? They're probably going to be very expensive, I would assume. And how are they going to work when it comes to the PS5? Like, a lot of people have been looking at these images saying they're not seeing a really obvious slot for an SSD to slide into. So are you going to actually have to open up the PS5 or something like that? There's still a lot of stuff here that has to be clarified, but there you go. These are the install sizes for the two big PS5 exclusives at launch. Not too bad, I'd say. Something else I will mention here is when it comes to the Spider-Man remaster, a lot of people have been voicing their, kind of, I guess you could say, animosity towards this decision that Sony has made where they are remastering this game, and the only way you can get it currently is if you're willing to pay $20 more to get the Ultimate Edition of Spider-Man Miles Morales. People are upset for two reasons. They're upset because they feel as though this should be a free upgrade, which I do agree. I think it would just bode well for Sony to offer that for free, but it's also strange that they're not allowing people to buy it separately, even if they did want to buy it. Now, from what I've heard, this is a full-blown remaster from the ground up. I mean, sure, maybe they could just be overselling it, but they really are making it sound like they went out of their way to remaster this game fully. It's not just an up-res and a frame rate bump. It's much more than that. So we're going to have to wait to see if the game really does look that good, and it really does seem like there was that much more put into it. Then I can understand why they're charging for it. But ultimately, when you see games like The Witcher 3 getting a free upgrade, how many years later, it just doesn't look good, Sony. I think it really would just be better if they decided to offer a free upgrade. I cannot sit here and say that this is 100% justifiable. If they put a lot of work and effort into it, I can understand. But still, you have other publishers out there that are making you look really bad right now. So, yeah. But moving right along from that, again, I told you there was a lot of information in this video. Sony responds to reports of the PS5 Digital Edition supply being significantly lower than the Standard Edition. In the wake of the PlayStation 5's pre-order fiasco, a number of analysts in the industry reported on the curious case of the cheaper PS5 Digital Edition, which seems to be in severe shortage worldwide from the get-go. Sites like VGC and Ars Technica heard from retail sources in Europe and North America, respectively, who informed the publications that stock allocation for the Digital Edition was significantly lower than the Standard Editions. Ars Technica further reported that Best Buy's Canadian website showed an allocation of 19,000 Standard Edition pre-orders and just 3,000 Digital Edition pre-orders on Wednesday. The publication separately confirmed pre-order allocations at 9 GameStop stores in different locations and found that this seemed to be a trend. So when AV Watch quizzed Sony Interactive Entertainment CEO Jim Ryan about this, the executive refused to share the ratio of digital edition consoles to standard edition consoles, but said that the company is still trying to predict demand for both units. The ratio between the digital edition and the disk drive model is currently something we cannot disclose at this time, he told AV Watch. Translation via VGC. We cannot give specific information on numbers, but we can say that we plan to produce the necessary number of units to meet the demand for that model type. However, we've never produced two different console models at the same time before, so deciding on the right number and the right ratio is very hard to know. We are doing our best to predict the demand. So just thought I'd give you guys a little bit of an update on that, because there is seemingly a huge shortage of digital editions, which we know is the cheaper console. A lot of people are assuming that Sony did this intentionally because they want to try to, strong arm as many people as possible into buying the $100 version, not $100 version, the $500 version, which is $100 more, because it's just more money ultimately at the end of the day, more revenue. So I don't know if I believe that. It really does seem like maybe they just assumed that not that many people would actually want the digital edition. I don't know how many people want the digital edition, but it's safe to assume that with how low the allocation is right now, I'm sure the demand for it, considering that $400 price point, is much higher than anticipated and will continue to grow. But one last thing I do need to leave you guys with before ending this video, again, a lot of information here, has to do with backwards compatibility. There's good news and not so good news, but maybe also anticipated news. Sony has confirmed that the PS5 will not be compatible with PS1, PS2, and PS3 games. Again, not shocking. I told you guys as we started to get closer with how quiet Sony's been with this, not to anticipated. Seems like all of the rumors and all of the insiders that were claiming this, just a bunch of nonsense, unfortunately. But the good news is, Jim Ryan did confirm that 99% of PS4 titles will be backwards compatible. Now you're probably wondering, why is that not 100%? Well, because there are these, rare cases where there's just a specific game for whatever reason might not work. That doesn't mean they can't get it to work, but hey, 99%, that's a lot of games, man. So the quote here from Jim Ryan says, "We keep in mind the engineering specialized for the PS5 as we produced the device. In the midst of that, the PS4 already has 100 million players. We thought they ought to want to play PS4 titles on the PS5 as well indeed, so we included compatibility with the PS4. While implementing that, we also focused our efforts on taking in the high-speed SSD and the new controller DualSense at the same time. So unfortunately, we couldn't reach the implementation of such compatibilities." Basically just letting us know that even though PS4 games will be, backwards compatible, they couldn't really go all out, and, they are still focused on trying to move forward. So there you go. That's the news I have for you guys today. I hope you did find the video informative. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, leave it a like, leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already. Hit the bell notification icon so you never miss an upload, and feel free to share this video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.